hip hop has always sampled and reincorporated other ideas and hip hop's ideas. I don't see myself in these things, so I'm gonna put myself in these things. And so that's what they did.
Sacha has a voice of hip hop. He's lived the culture. He's a journalist. He's a very smart dude, creative director. So when it came time to choose, it took me about 2 weeks though. I think we had a meeting, and about 2 weeks later, I was like, this is the guy. This is the guy that I know that when not just myself, but when the rest of the team have to reveal, their insides, they'll feel comfortable talking to him, and I knew that he'll set a tone to capture that. The thing with Wu-Tang is that, we kind of grew up not talking. Every camera is like a cop to us, you know what I mean? And so there's always this blockage that we had for years towards it. I was able to overcome it because I became part of making films and all those things, but a lot of us still were stuck in that mindset. And so it takes a delicate type of personality as well to guide the subject to answer these questions, and this was the man for the job.
And the truth of the matter is, he's RZA. He's in Hollywood. He's got top pick of, great, well-established, Hollywood industry folk who would be more than happy to do it. And he told me as much. And I said, you're right. And any of those people can probably do a fine job, but they're not going to do the job that I'm going to do. As someone who is native to it, as someone who we're about the same age, from the same kind of neighborhood, I'm going to understand things that someone else might not.
To open up yourself, it's hard for men, period, especially from, I hate to say from the black community and all that. I think men are known to be more stern in their personality and their outward emotions, right? And to get men to go ahead and let it out, there's a part when Ghost, I never knew this about Ghost because he kept it to himself when he says, his two brothers, that he had to take care of. He's like, he may have been depressed and not even realized it. And when I think back, I'm like, wow. Because he used to say to me, I feel a certain way, and me and Dirty never could understand, like we didn't know, smoke this maybe, we didn't know what the answer was. And when I saw him in the documentary say that, now that as a man he looks back, he realized that, I was depressed, I was like, wow, and he's sharing that with the world. So yeah, it was incredible for me to see some of that openness come and see this man bring it out.
The stuff that folks experience in the inner city, your friends get murdered, all these terrible things happen, that's PTSD. People struggling with these things that haunt them. And where we come from, that hasn't always been a part of the conversation. Now, more so than ever, people are starting to recognize that these are traumatic events that have an effect on your psyche, have an effect on the decisions that you make.
Yeah, I definitely think if you don't know nothing about us, the story itself is intriguing enough to engage you. I think also that the idea of the identities that we chose to take upon, you look at Ghostface Killah, who also called himself Tony Stark, Iron Man, right? Excuse me. But Tony Stark's is a guy with a weak heart.
Right.
And out of all the Avengers, he's a human. He's not from Asgard, and he's he's not the Hulk. He's
right.
He don't got no serum. It's just a smart dude with a heart. And then when you see Ghost energy and you see that, Wu-Tang members, we was able to identify with certain characters and become that entity. It is like some type of superhero origin thing, and the documentary gives you the backstory to that. It helps you see the different layers of what made the man become the man, and what also inspired those lyrics, and why is Wu-Tang different in this way than other hip-hop groups, who may have had similar experiences, but not similar results of evolution of how to express those experiences. Because the experience of youth doesn't change a lot, sadly, right? You know, no matter what culture you come from, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna realize about life, you're gonna realize about mortality, you're gonna realize about rebellion, you're gonna realize from experience, whether it's sex, drugs, or rock and roll, right? You're gonna go through these experiences, and we recorded ours in our lyrics. And then those lyrics are now part of, you know, something that other youth can always turn back to. So when I see kids in the audience and they're singing the song, and they're feeling the energy of Bring the Ruckus, or they're feeling the depression of Can It Be So Simple, you know what I mean? Or the young kid who's feeling it's been 22 long, hard years, I'm still struggling. Survival got me bugging, right? And he talks to his mother, and his mother don't got the answer, and he smokes drugs, hoping he don't feel depressed, and he's still depressed. Kids go through that every day, you know, every generation. You know, right now, I moved out to a suburbia, a town called Millstone, New Jersey, and then for the last 5 years, it's just heroin. It's killing my community, and it's just all nice houses. It's like the dentist's daughter, the rapper's son, you know, the doctor's nephew, right? And they're going through this growth, trying to find themselves. And so Wu-Tang lyrics are actually relevant because we explain that part of life that you can at least turn to and go, wow, wait a minute. Working hard helps me maintain and learn to overcome the heartaches and pains. Like, there's some answers there. And so for us, it is a pleasure that we could get in front of these crowds and do it at this age, but I also think that it's something important about it.